With a twist-filled climax, the White Lotus concluded its sophomore season. As we all know, not everyone made it out alive. Ethan is still plagued by thoughts of Harper fighting with Cameron as the Sunday finale starts. As Dom looks longingly at pictures of him and his now splintered family, a love-struck Albite offers to take Lucia back to La. With him. Tanya awakens in Quentin's palazzo, and as she descends for breakfast, overhears him suspiciously. Speaking with his pals, she receives praise from a friend of Quentin's for acquiring a new buddy so late in life. So is she approaching the end of her days. She laments that Portia abandoned her, but despite Jack's protestations, the girl is still cooped up with him in a hotel room and panics when she can't find her phone. He was nowhere to be found on Instagram either. How can you believe such a person? Mia greets Valentina as she awakens and compliments her on her performance from the previous evening. "You're fine." At breakfast, a frustrated Harper eventually confronts Cameron. "You're an idiot." Albie, in the meantime, informs his father that he requires 50,000 euros, maybe to purchase Lucia's freedom. Dom first rejects Albie's offer, but he later says, "I'll assist you with Mom in exchange." We are now negotiating to Isabella's joy. Valentina, who is sporting some major sex hair, agrees to bring Rocco back to the front desk. Tanya walks back into that bedroom and re-examines the image of young Greg and Quentin. Quentin manages to catch her. Tanya is adamant that the cowboy looks just like Greg, but he has a different name, Steve, and he rushes her out the door before she has a chance to ask. Harper is confronted by Ethan, who claims she slept with Cameron to avenge him. She points out that he begged her to believe him when he found a condom in the sofa, so why can't he trust her? She finally reveals, after much prodding, that she and Cameron had taken shots at the bar, gone back to their room, and shared a brief kiss. Ethan still believes she is lying, even if she calls it a drunk, foolish nothing. Cameron is swinging the water when he storms out. In a fit of wrath, he runs up to him and accuses him of wanting to have a sexual relationship with Harper. They then engage in a hard wrestling session, taking turns holding one other underwater until another man breaks it up. However, Ethan manages to land one solid blow before the other man walks away. When Jack informs Portia that Tanya has already boarded a boat to return to the hotel, Portia is perplexed and still unable to locate her phone. Jack just advises Portia to grab a drink and unwind. When Portia phones are on Jack's phone, Quentin and his buddies are sidetracked from discussing how difficult it is to maintain their ancient palazzos with Tanya. As they are returning by boat, Tanya describes to Portia what Jack was doing, and Portia reveals what Jack said regarding Quentin's need for money. Tanya is suddenly putting things together. Using the picture of Greg, and their prenup stipulates that if she passes away, Greg inherits everything. Just as Tanya makes the decision to go, Jack removes his phone from Portia's grasp. She wants to return to the hotel, but Quentin informs Tanya that they will still be at sea for a few more hours, and Jack reassures her that there is no urgency. Why does this now feel like a horror film? Ethan, who is stressed out, admits to Daphne that he believes something happened between Cameron and Harper, but she is not very concerned about it, since you don't have to know everything to love someone. A tiny bit of mystery. It has a seductive vibe. The music becomes alluring as he pursues her into the night. After she invites him to join her on that remote island off the coast, Tanya's boat shows up, but Quentin informs her that they will stay on the boat for the day until Nicolo escorts her to land that evening in a dinghy. Giuseppe returns in objects that Mia has usurped his place at the piano while she is proposing to find Valentina, a lover who is a true lesbian. Valentina tells him he's been dismissed and Mia will be taking over full-time, and he is not pleased. The truth is revealed to Jack by Portia, including what Tanya witnessed him doing with Quentin. When she continues to push, he pouts and offers to drive her right back. "Just let me do my job," he says before snapping at her. Tanya loses her phone in the water, which just makes things worse. Tanya, oh Tanya, the boat captain refuses to speak a word of English when she attempts to confide in him, saying, "These gays, they're trying to kill me." Oh, and he is also homosexual. As Nicolo comes in the dinghy, Cameron quietly slips Lucia an envelope containing money at the bar. When Dom tells Albie he paid for Lucia, it's awkward as all get out for him and Daphne to sit next to Ethan and Harper. Bert dampens the atmosphere by admitting that he felt a bit aroused when Mia embraced him just now, despite the fact that Albie has already had his parents vouch for him. Ethan and Harper are given a toast of friendship by Cameron, and they all hesitantly raise their glasses to it. Lucia gives Albie a loving hug after learning that his father delivered the money, but she appears to be on the fence. Tanya keeps a tight eye on Nicolo over supper on the boat and notices the mystery black bag he's carrying. When it's time for him to board the dinghy, Tanya delays by asking for more wine. When Harper asks Ethan where they should go next, he starts kissing her passionately and accidentally breaks the eerie head sculpture as they make their way to bed for a steamy encounter. It's progress when Dom's wife finally answers the phone when he calls. However, while they are returning, Jack pulls over, starts a cigarette, and tells Portia that he has driven her to the airport instead. She is forewarned not to return to the motel by him. These folks are strong. You shouldn't mess with them. As he drives off, he throws her phone out the window as he pulls away and is at an eruption of a volcano out in the distance. Tanya finds rope, duct tape, and a revolver inside Nicolo's backpack before locking herself in a bedroom. She shoots him dead as Nicolo storms in, runs out crying, and leaves a trail of dead people in her wake. As she fires indiscriminately, she can only ask him as a dying Quentin turns over. Is Greg having an affair? When Tanya realizes she is out of ammunition, one of Quentin's companions flees, and Tanya mentally prepares herself to climb down to the boat. She only falls into the sea after slipping and slamming against the dinghy. While opulent operatic music is playing, we witness her lifeless body floating in the sea. That's a lot of corpses for Daphne to find, I suppose. Lucia wakes up in the morning and silently exits Albie's room. When Daphne runs upon Tanya's corpse, the flash forward catches our attention. All three Diagrasso men admire a stunning young Italian woman at the airport, while Harper and Ethan enjoy their recently renewed romance and Cameron reassures a shake and Daphne with a kiss. Albie, who Portia runs into, informs her that they discovered several dead corpses in the ocean and on a yacht. He inquires what happened with Jack. He is insane. She inquires what happened with Lucia. Oh, she cheated on me? Back in Sicily, a happy Lucia and me a stroll hand in hand and welcome Alessio, who was working at the hotel the entire time as they exchanged numbers arrived at her side. Thanks for watching, and if you are new to channel, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out. Latest videos of ToeSpot. Thank you.